Meghan isn't new to this, she's true to this. We say it all the time here in the Sussex Squad, and it's true. Meghan was a UN intern, a UN Women's Ambassador, among her other humanitarian endeavours. Because you see, for all of the complaining and moaning the press, especially the British press, want to do, Meghan already had links with the UN Council before she ever stepped foot into the royal family. And every time Harry and Meghan step out on their own, away from the clutches of the firm, people begin to learn just how well connected Meghan was, because all of the things that she did in the past now come up. Of course, they'll try in their articles not to mention that, but it gets shared around social media and it will eventually cross people's feeds. Just because you may not have known Meghan's name before she was in the royal family doesn't mean she wasn't a somebody. She was a somebody to a lot of people. And you know what? The most powerful people in the world don't necessarily have millions of fans. Although Meghan did have 3 million strong on Instagram, the most powerful people actually move in silence and they have fewer quality connections. And between the UN, Procter & Gamble, and many of her celebrity friends Meghan had before she stepped into the firm, you can't say that she wasn't a mover and a shaker. What we've seen over the last few days of Harry and Meghan in New York, but specifically with Meghan, is the coming together of 40 years of work. What we're seeing is someone who did the work herself. She didn't need a title. So to say she's only getting space in powerful rooms because she is a duchess is an insult to the work that she already did. And Harry also, he spent most of his royal life pursuing good causes, starting his own charitable foundations, training and serving in the army. He has not been the lazy spare. He's been a true king, outshining the guy who is meant to be king. So if you come across or hear trolls saying Harry and Meghan don't have a place with dignitaries and world leaders, you can tell them that. And I just felt that I had to say that. But on to the main part of today's video. So, rounding up Harry and Meghan's trip in New York. As part of their trip, the pair also paid a visit to Melba's restaurant in Harlem, where they reportedly ate fried chicken and waffles. We all love waffles here, don't we? And the eatery actually tweeted about the Sussexes' appearance on Friday, revealing that they had also donated $25,000 to its COVID-19 employee relief fund. And according to the food establishment's website, the goal of the fund is to raise a minimum of $250,000 to provide financial relief to the dozens of hourly workers impacted at Melba's. Of course, the restaurant industry, catering have been very largely affected because of the pandemic. A lot of people losing their jobs, and these are low-wage workers, probably living paycheck to paycheck. So any amount, I'm sure, will help them. And I'm sure many people in the Sussex Squad have now gone and donated to the cause, as they always do with their generosity. And the owner of the restaurant also tweeted that it was such an honour to officially welcome Prince Harry and Meghan to Melba's, that she was so grateful for their commitment to donate $25,000, and she hopes to welcome them back soon. And this is what Harry and Meghan are able to do now out of their own pocket, because so-called patronage money given by the royal family to charities is taken out of the royal grant, which is taxpayer money. They never take out of their own pocket when it comes to giving to charity, which I just find remarkable, because this is one of the richest families in the world. But again, it's like I said in my last video, for them, their presence is payment. They never actually have to give you anything. Anyway, as part of their trip, Harry and Meghan later met with Deputy Secretary General of the UN, Amina Mohammed. Amina is the former Environment Minister for Nigeria. She said that she had been speaking to Harry and Meghan about the environment and other issues, including climate action and mental health. Harry also met with the president of Angola. I think this was a solo meeting, and they've actually met before. Just power meeting after power meeting. I could barely keep up the last few days. And the absolute cherry on the cake of the whole trip was their live appearance on stage at the Global Citizen event. Meghan always understands the assignment, doesn't she? She just glows in white and light cream. That's my favourite colour on her. I just feel like it makes her glow. She always looks so ethereal. And when you watch them on stage together, you can really see the love between the two and the love Harry has for his wife. The moment when Harry said, "my wife," the crowd went wild. And that's how you know that two people are truly in love. It's not just them that feels the love between each other. Other people can see that love. And when Meghan spoke herself to the crowd, they went wild the second she started speaking. And Meghan just seemed so taken back by the love that she was shown. And I can't imagine what it feels like to know that there is this entire machine working to make people hate you and to create the illusion that everybody hates you, which is just not true. Even here in the UK, I know that the press and the Derangers here are just so vile, but I think it's important to remember that it's not everybody here. And I think if you are the person in that situation who is being targeted, as strong as you are, sometimes it can be difficult to remember that it's not everyone and that you do have supporters. So I'm glad that the people of New York really took to Harry and Meghan and showed them the love and showed them that there are people out there that support them, because I feel like they know that there are people out there and they know that they have the Sussex Squad, but it's another thing when you actually hear, feel and see that love, because us lot are just, here online. But for them to be able to really have a sense of it in person, I thought was really, really nice. And overall, it was just a great trip. We were well fed, but also some very good causes were well fed too. And that's the most important part. But isn't it wonderful that the Sussexes can give us fun, fashion and substance all at once, all three. They are now safely back home and very much looking forward to what they have next. But that's all for Harry and Meghan's New York trip. Comment below and tell me what your favourite part was. My favourite part was all the parts. It was just a very, very nice trip. And just a quick side note to end, a little bit off topic, but a little fact about me. I am Zambian by birth, that is where I'm from, and my newly appointed president, Hakainde Hichilema, or HH as we call him, has been visiting the US, and he actually had an address with Vice President Kamala Harris, who actually visited Zambia as a child. He gave a wonderful address. Zambia was really going down a bad path. Our former president, President Lungu, had become very authoritarian, was engaging in a lot of corruption, in electoral fraud, and I was quite worried about a situation where I may not have been able to go home and go home safely. And anybody that knows me knows that I've been quite keen to leave the UK for some time. If it wasn't for the pandemic, actually, I was planning on going this year and starting a life somewhere else. But unfortunately, world events had other plans. Going back home to Zambia wasn't an option because of the former administration. But now we have someone who's a little bit more level-headed, and it was really the youth in Zambia that pushed this vote. So I'd like to say thank you very much to all of my Zambians back home for doing what you've done, not just for you back home, but for us in the diaspora who can now go home safely, because I do feel that it's coming closer to the time where I honestly do want to go back home and establish myself. And I'm lucky that I've been able to grow up here and build a life and build a career here, and I'll be able to build a home and be very comfortable now when I go back. But I do want to go back. Thank you guys and dolls as always for listening. I can't believe where my channel is going and how generous all of you are with your time. I love this community. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Blessings to all of you. As always, no bad energy. Ciao.